The first time I noticed it, I was sitting in my car outside our apartment on West 46th Street in New York, watching her through the cafe window across the street, two steaming coffee cups in her hands, and a smile that didn't belong to me. She didn't see me. She never looked around anymore. She just walked out, careful, steady, and handed one of the cups to someone just outside my line of sight. Then she laughed. Not the laugh she gave me at home. This one was softer, real. And when she turned toward the sidewalk, she was alone again, holding just one cup. That's when it hit me. Where did the second cup go? If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel, tell us where you're from, and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. At first, I told myself it was nothing. Maybe she spilled it. Maybe she changed her mind. People do weird things in the morning. But she did it again. And again. Every morning at 7:40, she'd leave our apartment, walk to that same cafe, buy 2 coffees, and come back alone, holding just one. Something wasn't right. I started noticing the details. The way she checked her phone before leaving. The way she dressed, just a little more polished than necessary for her office job in Midtown. The way she avoided my eyes when she got home. Morning, she'd say, placing her single cup on the kitchen counter like it was proof of something. I'd nod, smile, pretend. But inside, something was cracking. I followed her 3 days later, kept my distance, stayed across the street, watched her walk into the cafe, order, wait. 2 cups. Always 2. She stepped outside and paused, just for a second, then turned the corner. I moved fast, heart pounding, cutting through the side street. And there he was, leaning against a black SUV, like he owned the sidewalk. Tall, clean suit, confident. She handed him the second cup. He smirked, took it like it belonged to him. Then he leaned in close, said something I couldn't hear. And she laughed. That same laugh. My wife. That's when everything inside me went quiet. I didn't confront her. Not then. That night, I asked casually, "You still getting coffee from that place?" She didn't look up from her phone. Yeah. What? No reason. Just curious. Don't be weird, she said, smiling, but it didn't reach her eyes. Denial came easy for her. Too easy. The next morning, I checked our bank account. That's where I found it. Not the coffee charges. I expected those. But a receipt from a hotel in Midtown. Recurring. Same place. 3 times a week. That's when my hands started shaking. I drove there that afternoon. Parking garage. Level B2. Same black SUV. I waited. 43 minutes later, they walked out together. Him first. Her behind him, adjusting her coat like nothing happened. He didn't even look at her when they separated. She stood there for a second, then smiled to herself. Like she'd won something. That's when I realized. This wasn't just cheating. This was routine. Calculated. She came home that night like always. Kissed my cheek. Asked about my day. Busy, I said. Same. She replied, slipping off her shoes. Liar. I wanted to scream. To throw the receipt in her face. To ask her who he was. But I didn't. Because something colder had taken over. I hired a lawyer the next morning. Then a private investigator. 2 weeks later, I had everything. His name. Her coworker. Senior manager. Married. Photos of them entering the hotel. Leaving the cafe. Laughing in his car. Messages, too. The investigator got lucky. You bring the coffee, I'll bring the room. That line sat in my chest like a bullet. She wasn't just cheating. She was playing a role. Every morning. 2 cups. One for him. One for the lie she brought home. I stopped touching her. Stopped asking questions. Became quiet. She noticed. Are you okay? She asked one night. Just tired. You've been distant. I looked at her for a long second. Work. She nodded, relieved. Easy. Manipulation was her language. But I was learning silence. Planning. I moved half our savings into a separate account. Legally. Quietly. My lawyer drafted everything. Divorce papers, financial claims, documentation of infidelity. And then I planned the ending. Friday morning. Same cafe. Same routine. But this time, I was waiting inside. She walked in at 7:40 sharp. Didn't see me in the corner. 2 lattes, she told the barista. Of course. I stood as she turned. Make that 3. Her face drained of color. W, what are you doing here? Figured I'd finally meet the guy who drinks my coffee. Silence. People started looking. I don't know what you're talking about, she said, voice shaking. I slid the photos onto the table. Her. Him. The hotel. The SUV. The messages. Every morning. Her hands trembled. Listen. No. I said quietly. You listen. He walked in right on cue. Perfect timing. Saw me. Saw her. Froze. I turned to him. You must be the second cup. A few people laughed nervously. His confidence cracked fast. This isn't what. Save it. I cut him off, sliding another envelope across the table. Your wife already knows. I made sure she got everything this morning. That's when panic hit his face. Real panic. My wife looked at me like she'd never seen me before. Why are you doing this? She whispered. I leaned in slightly. Because every morning, you chose him. Today, I chose the truth. I stood up, left cash on the table, and walked out. The divorce was finalized 3 months later. She lost more than she expected. He lost everything. And me? I moved out of that apartment on West 46th. New place. New routine. Sometimes I still pass that cafe. I see people walking out with 2 cups, laughing, sharing something simple. And I wonder how something so small can hide something so ugly. But I don't stop anymore. I just keep walking. Because now I know. Some people don't drink both cups. One is just a lie they carry home. The end.